Today I want to talk about dreams. You know, we all remember the movie Field of Dreams, right? Where I think it was Kevin Costner character. He had a field and he was supposed to sell the farm or do corn or I don't know. Something was wrong with his farm and he had to sell it. And his friend or brother-in-law or somebody was trying to get him to sell it. And he didn't. I decided to change my background. He didn't want to sell it, and he'd built this baseball field, and people from the past eventually came, and it was an act of faith to build it, and then they materialized afterwards. There's a lot of talk about getting a life you want, or having even a year you want. We've had COVID, which for now 2.5 years, and it'll be 3 years pretty soon, and who knows what it's going to keep looking like over the next 1, 2, 3 years. Pretty soon, I think, the virus will mutate, so it'll get settled down enough. It's just one of those things we deal with, like the flu, and we'll get vaccines or not, and do whatever it is. Today, I want to talk to you about having a life that you dream of. Like, what is that? When I talk to people about why do you think you don't have a life you want? And by life, I mean you get up every day excited to do it. It produces the internal satisfaction and meaning and impact you want. It also creates enough money to live, and it allows you to be who you want to be in the world. Like, why don't you have that today? I used to ask myself that a lot. I ask clients that a lot, and the answers are all over the place. From not educated enough, I'm not smart enough, I never will, I'm not the kind of person that, I'm not lucky enough, I don't have any breaks. Not my fault, the government, COVID, and all the rest. I'm going to boldly declare something. You can have a life of dreams today. You might think I'm baloney and full of crap, and you're free to do that, but it's true. And here's the thing. It took me a decade to figure that out. A decade longer, 15 years of fighting, struggling. Well, I spent the first 50 years of my life in depression and really struggling, and then I had a lot of money and didn't use it very well. I changed careers completely 15 years ago in 2007, and since then, I've been building this life of dreams. And I started with the idea that, well, if I just get this and this and this done, then I'll be okay. If I just get this and this book written, I've written 17, 18 books now, and I have a whole bunch more underway because I love writing, and it's a good way to tell stories and communicate a message. And I always thought, well, if I have this much money, or if I have this many products, or I have this many books, then I'll be okay. Then, if then. And I realized that is a never-ending story. Is kind of like the fisherman's wife, first a dollar, million, billion, trillion, emperor, queen of the universe, and back to the hovel that they lived in. And if you don't know that story, look up the parable, the fable, the fisherman's wife. And the fisherman caught a fish, and it was a magic fish who spoke and said, "Throw me back, and I'll give you a wish you wanted." And he wished for more and more and more wealth each time. And then every time he'd go back home, and his wife wanted one more, level up, level up, level up. And of course, eventually, the point and the moral of the story was back to the hovel. Choose to be happy with what you have, and you'll be happy anyway, no matter where you are. It took me a lot of years to learn that. So what I learned today, I just got through making a video in a Facebook group about who do I have to be to have miracles every day? Well, I have them. It didn't happen all at once. I didn't have an angel show up in the door and say, here's an Amazon box inside. You get to wear the magic cloak and you'll have miracles every day. I don't have one of those. Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. I don't have the miracle cloak that came from Amazon. What I have is a choice to see every event as a blessing. I have a choice to see every one that I talk to as an opportunity. I have a choice to see every interaction with my precious wife, Joy, as an angelic moment. If even a flat tire or bad news about an engine that needs repair or replacement or this or that, it's all a blessing. It's a joy. It's an opportunity, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And so I choose unconditional joy. And you can think I'm stupid or Pollyanna or whatever, but here's what I know. Because I choose unconditional joy, my life works better. I'm happy all the time. And because I'm happy all the time, I create more content. I get more music done in the studio. I write better books. I find more clients. All that stuff happens. Why? I don't know. But it seems to have causality relationship with choosing to be happy, choosing to live in unconditional joy. So the purpose of today's video is to just get rid entirely of the myth, I'll be happy when. Everything will be fine when this is over and that over there is happening. If I could just burn that myth to the ground, I would be doing a lot of people a lot of favors. Because when we do that, when I did that, I was handing power over to externalities, people that decided a promotion. I remember trying to get a job in 2000, like 20-something years ago, and I didn't get it. I was interviewing for a very, very senior position, a C-suite position, and I got a lesser one, but I didn't get the one I wanted. And I remember walking down the street in San Francisco at the time, screaming at the sky, I never get the gig. You know, a gig, because I'm a musician, I guess I'd use that word, but I screamed, I never get the gig. And I was raging that it was not fair, not right, not true, not good, that I, quote, never get the gig. Now, I could have had that news and said, that's the biggest blessing I ever had. I don't know how it's all going to play out, but it's a beautiful and fantastic blessing. What a wonderful thing. I could have chosen that. I didn't. And so I lived in a day, a week, a month of misery and angry at the person who got it and frustrated and negative things happened. I didn't have to choose that road. You know, often we just choose the road of resignation. All right, I'll deal with it. I can't have any better. Nonsense. What if you chose the field of dreams? What if you chose to have faith and look forward and build from that place? And again, you can say, you know, I'm stupid and I'm not being realistic. Nonsense. Nonsense. What happens is what we create. I choose to live in positive, abundant, outpouring energy all the time. And I'll be darned if that stuff isn't created. I'll be darned if that doesn't happen more often than not. And I'm not saying grumpy things don't happen. Things break, you know. It's funny, we got a story right now. We moved a couple of years ago when my wife's mom moved in with us because we can take care of her. And we moved into a very nice house. It's 30 years old, but it's a very nice part of town. It's very large and has some extraordinary appliances in the kitchen. So whoever built it, you know, everything is like soft closed drawers and 48-inch built-in fridges and all matching some brand I never heard of appliances. And it's kind of funny. And now they're all breaking because it's 30 years old, right? And so this fridge, you know, we found out they can't replace it, of course, but it's like a $20,000 fridge. You know what? I would be just as happy in a house with a regular fridge. I could be just as happy without all those things. The stuff doesn't make us happy. I choose to be happy even when I go up there and open the fridge and it's not cold as it should be. That's okay. And I do something about it, but I do it from a place of joy. So the idea that you can't be happy, joyful, ecstatic, living a beautiful, blessed life until this and that and that and that happens is just not true. Now, you're free to continue to live in a place of, well, won't be happy now. I got to tough this out, work for the weekend, bust my ass until I make this amount of money. You're free to continue to live like that. And you'll get the same results that you have been getting. Or you're free to live the life of dreams. Today, what I've noticed, that living in the grumpy way, believing I'll be happy when, produced a certain result. And I did create some results, and these things happened. When I live now in this happy place, on purpose all the time, no matter what, I just noticed that more things happen that are good. More successes, more fun, more joy. And the whole experience is from a place of unconditional joy. That's not a tough call. Constant unconditional joy, creating more successes, or living in lack, yearning for the future, wanting this new thing to happen, etc. So living in anything but unconditional joy and getting marginal results. Not a tough call. So my work is to help you right here, right now, understand the journey that I've taken and how to live in that unconditional joy. If you're interested, hit me up on hearing more about it. That's why I write so many books. A book called Walking Without Fear and a book called The Results Equation and all kinds of stuff. Because my only mission, the only reason I breathe air, is to help you right here, right now, discover, develop, and serve with your divine gifts and live with your ultimate life. And yes, that includes building business and funnels and marketing and growing your bricks and mortar business if you have one. Yes, and I've become better and better at that, and even faster by living in this positive mindset. All right, today was a rant about positivity. I love you for every good thing you're doing. I met this wonderful person this morning who's chosen to live his life in the ministry, a whole life of serving others. Blown away. Loved meeting him. What a blessed person. We'll see you tomorrow.